What's up, everybody? Gate City Paul here with you with a video that I hope will finally make it to YouTube. A new sports card project that I decided to take on. I decided to dive more into sending things to get graded for profit, i.e. looking for things specifically or singles, things of that nature to send off to get graded. But everybody does that. Everybody dives into the dollar box or the value boxes and things like that and looks for things to send in to get graded and a lot of modern stuff and things like that. So I was more looking into what is it that I know or what is it that I have experience in that I could find my, niche is not the word because I'm sure somebody else is doing it. Other people do this, but find what, I am knowledgeable about. And that's not prospecting with finding like the newest and greatest players of whatever sport and sending those off to get graded. But more of which of, the stuff that I know, the stuff that I have some knowledge in. That's right, fellas. Junk wax era. Hear me out. So I had this thought, I had this idea, and I signed up for a PSA account and started, you didn't have to sign up for an account to look at the POP report, but I started to kind of research the POP report and look at things like Card Ladder, what's a Sports Card Investor, eBay, and things like that, and look at that junk wax era and see what's in that junk wax era that is graded that has or holds value. And I noticed that, of course, junk wax era is what it is. It's overproduced, overpopulated. We're not talking dime a dozen. We're talking like pennies a dozen, less than a penny a dozen. But there is some things in there that have value. Of course, anything that is grades, high grade, PSA 10, some PSA 9s, but those things have values. Rookies, the Hall of Fame rookies, things like that. Within that junk wax era of, mid 80s to, early-ish 2000s, the Hall of Fame rookies from those classes, if you get something that is a PSA 10 and send it in, it holds its value. It has some type of value. All the specials that PSA runs, there is opportunity there to send things in at a value or bulk submission and keep your submission price low. And if you do hit that 10, you will, of course, have a really good return on your investment. But I know what some of you may be thinking, especially those of you who know junk wax, know that era. That stuff is really hard to grade. Of course, if it has been ripped open, sitting in boxes, moved from place to place to place, the conditions are horrible. Some of the printing is horrible. The centering is off out of the factory because there wasn't really much quality control then. Not specifically buying junk wax era collections, but more specifically hunting and looking for sealed product from that era. I found in this short endeavor that I've had with this is that the sealed wax from that era, it's the factory sets, not necessarily like, the hobby boxes or things like that, but the factory sets, the conditions on them tend to be a whole lot better than the packed products. By packed products, I mean like products that come in packs. Now, not to say that the packed product doesn't, won't produce you something, but it will. Your chances of getting a better conditioned card out of a sealed factory set or something like that, it tends to be a little bit higher. Not guaranteed, but you stand a better chance. So that's what I decided to do. What I have decided to do is look for, and you can find this stuff. I mean, this stuff is just out there. You can find it in on Facebook Marketplace. You can find it on Craigslist, OfferUp, any of those sites, there's always people selling, sealed sets from those eras. And if it is, and if you can judge the condition of the sealed set, you could probably pick those things up for, depending on who's in the set, things like that, because our, does still hold some value, some sealed products, like of course the '89 Upper Deck baseball with the Ken Griffey Jr. in it. That set, still holds, a decent amount of value. Not the value that it did, of course, way back when, but it does hold a decent amount of value. That is kind of the endeavor that I have taken on, is finding some of those sealed sets. Now, not all of those sealed sets are going to produce a Hall of Fame rookie or something like that, but some of them do. Like, take for instance, the '88 Don Russ, pictured here. I mean, that you want to talk about an overproduced product. That was so overproduced. All of that stuff was overproduced. But again, the Don Russes from that era were, in the mid to late '80s, very, very much overproduced. You're not really going to find a high yield in that. So it's finding those sealed sets that produced some type of rookie from that year, that if you grade it, if you pull it from that set, send it in and grade it, it will and comes back a high grade 10 or depending on what company you use, whatever company somebody wants to use. I'm going to use PSA. Will have a return on your investment. I started with this with a 91, a 92 Hoops sealed tin product. Basketball sets from this era had the USA team in it, because this was the first year of the Dream Team. So finding a sealed set with this and in this area is going to produce a lot of, who you guessed it, Michael Jordans. Pulled a lot of the Michael Jordans out of this set, scanned them, went over them, and decided that I was going to start. This was my test bed. This is what I was going to see if this was going to be worth investing in. And here is what it produced. So this is the first sealed set I went with. This was an NBA hoop set from 91, 92. I did send some stuff from this set in. You could see this is a really nice sealed set. Cards were mostly in good condition. I haven't finished rifling through this box, but I've got most everything out of here that I want to send in. And again, like I said, I've already sent some stuff in. I'm going to show you some of the results. This card is not part of this set. However, I did find this one in a collection that I had bought, and I thought it was really clean, and it was confirmed from a return from a PSA 10. This is from the year before, the hoop set. As I mentioned before, this set comes with a USA basketball. Again, first year of the Dream Team. So I sent in a Magic Johnson USA basketball, and it returned a PSA 10. And after carefully looking over the cards, there were a few Michael Jordans that I sent in out of this set. This one, this is the all-time leaders for, I believe, the season, to signify, I don't know, something within the season. I think this one is for scoring. Oh, yeah, it does. Scoring average, it says down there. Anyway, this one returned a 9. The Supreme Court returned a 9. And so this is what we're looking for, right? Again, the Michael Jordan All-Star one, again, went over real well. Made sure it was centered well. Made sure the conditions, corners, edges, all that good stuff was in good condition. Again, confirmed with a PSA 10. This one's about, 120-ish now in this condition. The 9s before, again, those are like $20-30. And then the USA Basketball Michael Jordan, again, returned a PSA 10. Again, makes this about $100 card. I sent some other stuff with this submission, so that wasn't all just out of this hoop set. I just wanted to start with the Michael Jordans that were in good condition. There are other Michael Jordan cards in this set, but they, had centering issues or like a nicked corner or something along that line. And so I didn't submit those ones because I didn't think they would come back in a 9 or a 10. I'm looking for the 10s, of course. The 9s, I'll get my money back on them again for the submission price, and then what I paid. I think for that set, I paid I think I paid $30 for it at a flea market. Local guy has a bunch of cards and things like that. This is one of the sets he had there. Again, I paid like $30 for this. And so, I mean, you break it down per card. Again, the more cards you submit and they're returned to 10, your card, the actual price of the card investment, of course, lowers. But again, just more looking at the price of submitting the card. Again, so the 9s will at least get my money back on the submission. Then the 10s, again, the All-Star one's like 120. The other two Michael Jordans that came out to be 10s, about $100 or so. Magic Johnson, again, that's a PC card because, of course, he played for the Lakers. So I didn't really look up a comp on that, but I'm going to assume, again, another $100 or so. Let me show you something else. So this jewel case that I have here, these are the cards that I have already gone over and think that they are strong contenders for 10s. These are already what I've pulled out of that 10. I haven't gone through everything. Again, checked comps to make sure that, I'm not going to send in, not to, knock, Muggsy Bogues, but I'm not going to send in Muggsy Bogues 91, 92 hoops because, I don't think even if it does return a 10, I mean, is there a market for that? But, like right there on top there's a Scottie Pippen. All right, these other ones, these are like the rest of the USA basketball. There's, Patrick Ewing and Charles Barkley, the David Robinson, those in 10s, are a good, those in 10s command a good price. So, again, that makes sense to send those in. So, again, I got another stack here that, if they run another special for, this year's or the years for these cards, again, I have a lower submission cost. So, again, even at a 9, I'll make a little bit of money on it. So that's my play for now. Some of the videos that I'm going to put lately is, opening some of these sealed sets. And I still am going to do like hobby boxes of, these eras. Because again, you find the right card, if you, the right card in the right condition, the right rookie Hall of Famer. Again, maybe even in the hobby box, there might be like a rare inserts that come in that year series, like the Topps 93 gold. The gold series of those. Some of those PSA 10s will again fetch you a good amount of money. So look for some videos of me opening some sealed sets, and again we'll look over the cards, make sure that they're PSA 10 worthy, and send them off. Some of you may ask the question, well, what about the rest of the cards? What about the rest of the cards in the set that aren't worth submitting? What about, what are you going to do with those and just lay them around? And here's the hard part for some people to realize and understand. It's called the junk wax era for a reason. The rest of that stuff is junk. So what do we do with junk? Throw it away. Now, be careful with that though. Some of them you can like lot up. You could put in lots. Again, is it worth the time? Is it worth the effort? Not for me. Out of this 10, if I go through here and find stuff that it's not worth submitting to get a PSA 10, I'm gonna throw it out. I'm just gonna toss it out. I'm gonna throw it in the garbage because there's no reason to hold on to it. It's really not gonna go up in value anymore. Maybe pennies, but I mean, am I want to put the time and effort to store commons and things like that for 50 more years, if that, for it to maybe make 50 cents on? No. So it's junk. I'm gonna throw it away. However, if you catch me in time and you see something or there's something in here that you may want, send me a message, put it down in the comments, and I'll be more than happy to work something out with you. Maybe just make you pay the postage on it and send it to you. I hope you enjoyed this, what I'm doing next with card submission video. Let me know what you think about my strategy down there in the comments. Have you tried this before? Have you not thought about this? What do you think I'm not thinking about when I look at this or when I try this? Again, there's thousands and thousands of ways to do this in sports cards to again get to make some money selling, buying, selling, trading sports cards. This is just one way that I'm going to try, and hopefully this will again be worth the time and effort that I'm going to put into it. And with that, I hope you have a good day, and don't forget to hit that thumbs up button on your way out.